Hello everybody, Mr. Troy here. Just a quick tip on two homework problems. Alright, the first is problem number 69. It is asking you to find the area of the triangle that goes between some point on the x-axis and a given point, and your point will be different from your friend's. So it's saying, what is a formula for the area as you move that x coordinate? How does figuring out what that x coordinate is change the area? Now, one thing to note, if I put my x coordinate here, I have not made a triangle. So you can see that it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But then, after a while, the area does start getting bigger again. So you're trying to figure out a formula for that area. So, a couple of things to note. The base of that triangle is whatever that x coordinate is. And the height of that triangle is what's way harder to find. It is the y-intercept of that line. So you need to remember, how do you write the equation of that line, and how do you find what that y-intercept is? When it comes for the domain, I already kind of touched on that, but this doesn't make a triangle. So that should probably tell you something about the domain. Okay, problem 70 is talking about what happens if you take a point on the semicircle and you move it. How does that determine the area? So as you can see, as you move it to a certain point, the area gets bigger, and then after a while, the area starts getting smaller again. So obviously, whatever that x coordinate is, so say I put it at 4, the area, or the base of that rectangle, would be 8. Okay, not 4, but 8. And the height would be wherever you are on that curve. So whatever the y value is right there. And the problem actually spells out exactly what the y value is. So I think this problem's a little bit easier. Two things to note when it comes to the domain. This does not form a rectangle. And neither does this. On this particular problem, WebAssign is only interested in these values for x. It's not asking you for this. So I kind of made my diagram only work for the first quadrant, so you can kind of see that. All right, that will not answer all of your questions, but I hope it gives you something to visualize. See ya.